Welcome everybody to another episode of Gorilla Gospel. And we've been touching bases a lot about how we as a people, as a community, no matter what color really, ends up in chains, in slavery and poverty and all this type of stuff when it comes to our communities and everything, whether we white, Mexican, black, no matter what, right? Because see, this is a ongoing academic, bro, when it comes to slaving out people and everything. And it starts with our leaders that's supposed to be following God. Now, God has given so many alternatives to spread the gospel. It was right after Jesus died. See, he taught those 12 what to do for when he leave and how they should do it. And they all carried on, besides Judas. And they had to go pick another dude to fill his spot. But as they spread like wildfire, it was reaching everybody of all cultures. I can't say race because we just a human race. We're just earthlings. We are not from planet Mexico. We're not from planet China. We're not from planet Muslim, Arabic, whatever, Africa. We're not. We're all earthlings put on one world. So, you dig? The 12 spread out and they reached who can adapt to them. If nobody can adapt to me over here in the Lou, they most likely adapt to me in Texas. But that other brother could probably adapt over here in the Lou. It's just like that. Who can dig somebody, right? But we gotta keep going. We can't just stop because somebody can't dig us. But we're gonna go into Jeremiah. And this is Jeremiah speaking about how we get caught up, how we stay caught up. It's not the drug dealer. It's not the gangbanger. It's not the prostitute. It's not the drug user. It's not none of them that keeps us caught up. They say it's our fault, right? But here it is. It says in Jeremiah 10, verse 21, for the pastors are become brutish and have not sought the Lord. Therefore, they shall not prosper, and all their flocks shall be scattered. Okay? And that's us. That's us being, could you just picture? You got this sheep, this flock of sheep, and you don't tend to them, and you don't keep them, control and help them find good food and teach them how to stay together and all that type of stuff, and they just scatter because you stay busy doing something else ridiculous or something, and they just left out there for the wolves to tame and devour and everything. Yeah, this is real. This is so real, dude, to where the people that's over us, not the real God people. The real God people is like, we cannot jump in until, the people of that get rid of them and put some people up in there that does call to him. The leaders can't, they can't, they just can't. It's a rule. But nobody really dig that. It's how they said dismayed. I found out this word dismayed mean confusing to them. That's to the heathen, the stupid though. The people that don't call on him or nothing like that, or whatever, they turns everybody into heathen. They say don't turn to the way of the heathen and be dismayed by the signs of God. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna confuse you. But if you know your God, you'll know that's him. Oh, that's God, man. He's telling me to do something, but we don't get that today. But this has been going on throughout the whole history of the Bible, where God will reveal himself and God will show you that, yeah, dude, I've been here all this time, bro, just waiting on you to just hear, because we all here. But a lot of us choose to ignore, and then most of us that choose to ignore so hard, those are the ones that they call retarded. Retarded is not that person that can't speak or can't, be grown and still gotta have somebody go to the bathroom with them and everything. That's not retarded. That's a mental disorder that happened through something while he was in the womb. Retarded is somebody that knows better, but don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Not only do they know better, I mean, they can learn to do better, but don't want to do it. Soon as somebody start telling them to do better or something, they act out like a retarded person and start screaming and throwing stuff, and they want to attack you and all that type of stuff. That's what a retarded person does. They think that that dude retarded just because, you know what I'm saying, he going off. No, that's just a mental disorder, but they call that disorder. I mean, retarded. No, retarded is when you know better, dude, and you go off screaming and hitting on people. That's retarded. And they act just like that whenever you preach the gospel to them. But 22 says, behold, the noise of the brute is come, and the great commotion out of the north country, to make the cities of Judah desolate, and a den of dragons. Okay, and what's captivating right there is that the word dragon is in the Bible, which they call a myth in today's science world. But the word dragon is in there, but I'm like, I ain't look it up to see what they mean by the word dragon. I do know that the word unicorn meant a rhinoceros, a rhino. That's what the word unicorn means in the Bible. It's mentioned like 6-7 times. Talking about the horn and the strength of 10. It could just plow over 10 people. You know what I'm saying? But the word dragon, I haven't looked it up yet. But it's in there, the word dragon. So it doesn't really matter what form or shape this creature might be in. It's a real word. Not Komodo or nothing like that, just dragon. But the retarded will learn stuff, right? Everything in our world today has been written down from decades ago. They talk about them boys who excavated America. Will and Clark, I believe, yeah. And they wrote down every stretch of the earth and creature and all this other stuff and everything else, right? They've been done that right here. And they done it with God. But, the pastors, bro. If we don't have a police force, we're going to have overran crime. If we don't have doctors, we're going to have what you had during the Black Plague. Okay, the Black Plague was simply because they didn't know how to bury their dead right. Some people had to come in there and show them, and guess who the people were. It's a deal, but it's not a big deal. It was just more wiser people who told them, hey, bro, you see all these chickens and goats and all that stuff you got crapping all over your table where you eat and all that type of stuff and all over your floor, you got to clean that up. You can't have that type of stuff around where you got to eat. It's all under your nails and you're eating. It's going to cause diseases. And it taught them how to be clean. It taught them how to bury their dead correctly. Because, see, the rats were getting into the dead bodies and eating it. And then they'll go into the hood and they'll bite somebody. or eat on some food and then they eat it. They say it was a flea. Wow. But anyways, the retarded are our preachers and our pastors, bro, who can't go without the things of the world and will sell out a whole community. Once they sell out to the devil, that's when the devil takes over the flock. And then guess what? You can't get them back, because it's going to be taught to the next preacher and the next preacher. We got this one preacher out here called Larry Rice. I won't even call him a preacher. For 40 years, this man has lived off the backs of poor people by placing them on display on the streets in freezing sleet and snow and everything, rain and everything, sleeping. Big old building. Ran down. 40 years. This been going on in the heart of St. Louis. And he would video camera this. And he would get donations for this. And has nothing at all prospered out of that congregation, out of that flock. For 40 years, as I come to learn. Instead, the brother has opened up shop in all type of places. And when it comes to the flock being scattered, all right, when it comes to people like that, they're everywhere. And this is what God don't like. And this is how we get handed over, because guess what? He and so many other people are supposed to be the backbone of God and standing up for communities. In my community, let's say this brother is over here holding it down in my community, right? He's this big called time pastor. There is so much hell going on in my community. You're not going to stop crime, that's true. Because these are things that got to happen due to the fact that we are desolate. And we have a den of dragons in it. But I mean, we black plaguing ourselves, bro. Point blank. Everything that is happening is in this Bible, or why it's happening and how to fix it. But we retarded, see? We so immune to the ways that they show us. It's so glamorous and everything that we live for the moment of ourselves right now, and not seriously for the unity of our community and our children. That's going to be you know, what about the kids? Well, what about our leaders? You can't worry about what's going to happen to the kids until you worry about what you're going to do about these leaders when it comes to the church and the politics and the cops and the doctors and the people that distribute our food and everything. They are good people in all shapes, sizes, and colors. But they're also the bad ones. That's the curse of the earth of good and evil. And the people that are seriously rooted into evil, you can't fix them. And you definitely can spot them just by what they say and what they do. It is as simple as seeing that you have to change, you have to put air in your tire, or that you need a new pair of shoes. They're worn out. They don't work no more. But this brother I'm telling you about, he has lost his soul. And he shall be trampled over, like it says in the Bible. And that's guerrilla gospel, bro. And I hope that nobody take it out on God's people that's out there that tries to tell you all these things. You know, you have to hold your head, bro. You have to hold your ground. There's so many people that marched and died for us to get equal opportunities, and they found a way to trap us again. Guerrilla Gospel 1.